And joining us now is Arizona Senator John McCain. He's the top Republican on the Senate Armed Services Committee. Sir, always nice to have you with us.
Thank you, Erica.
As you look at this situation, which obviously, as we just heard from Barry, and as we've seen from reports over the last 24 to 48 hours, it's fairly fluid right now in Tripoli. But are you confident that very soon we will see an end to the Qaddafi reign there?
I'm very confident of that, despite the little PR coup that his son performed yesterday. The facts on the ground is that they are in the last areas of control in Tripoli. It could be difficult because the use of air power to a large degree is negated when you get into this kind of urban warfare. It's hard to identify targets and hard to be effective, but I don't think there's any doubt of the eventual outcome. And I think we ought to really be turning our attention to national reconciliation, to not having revenge killings going on. And I'm glad to see that the Transition National Council has been emphasizing that. We've got to secure these weapons depots, Erica, that have huge numbers of weapons and apparently mustard gas and other weapons of mass destruction. And by the way, we've got to get to the prisons where thousands, hundreds if not thousands of political prisoners are being held so that they can be released unharmed as well. There's inevitability about it. How long it takes and how long he holds out, I can't tell you exactly. Sure. He has mercenaries around him who, frankly, have no place to go.
So as you look forward and you paint that picture, it's obviously not going to be an easy task, not just for the reasons you point out, but also because there are clans, there are tribes there, which for years Gaddafi has pitted one against another. You said on Face the Nation on Sunday that the U.S. led from behind in terms of this mission. Moving forward, as they move in to a new government there, what should the U.S. role be in helping the Transitional National Council set up that government in Libya?
Well, I think we should with the Europeans, and I hope the Europeans would take a leadership role in this. They have much more vital interest in Libya than we do, but to provide them with the ability to govern. They haven't had a real government, as you know, the technocrat sides of it, how to provide goods and services to the people, get this money freed up, these $30 billion and more, so they can start rebuilding their country. But most importantly, I think, is start the concept and precept of democratic institutions so that they would move forward with a democracy. There is a threat of radical Islamic extremism hijacking this and other revolutions in that part of the world. But I'm confident, and I know their leaders, that with our help, and I'm not talking about money, but with our technological help and other ways, that they will succeed. And by the way, it's not an accident that demonstrations in Syria have intensified.
Well, that's exactly where I wanted to take you next. What do you think the impact will be and even the pressure could be on Syria and on President Assad?
I think this whole thing started with a young man in Tunisia who burned himself to death and has spread across the Arab world and in other parts of the world too. I don't think the Chinese feel as secure as they did before this started. I don't think any dictatorship throughout the world is. And so I think this is a movement that we don't know where it'll all end, and there'll be setbacks and there'll be bloodshed. But I think it bodes a much brighter day for people in this world who otherwise never had the opportunities for democracy and freedom.
Senator John McCain, appreciate your time this morning, sir.
Thank you.